Yahoo Fantasy Basketball is back. Let's get you ready for your head-to-head category leagues next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello sports fans and welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. I've got my top 100 players to draft as well as draft strategies so that way we can get you to the top of your league. If you like the sound of that, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so that way you don't miss an episode. I will be posting valuable fantasy basketball content all season long. I will also be doing a special draft day live stream on Thursday, October 22nd, starting at 8:45 in the morning to give you a first look at all the new changes to Yahoo Fantasy Basketball this season. You don't want to miss it. Also, keep an eye on the channel as I will be posting lots of draft and player analysis prior to the start of the season. Now, before I dive in, it's important for you to know my strategy going into my basketball drafts this year. In head-to-head category leagues, I'm going to be building an all-around team. I don't fade players who are injured to start the year, as I only need them healthy for the playoffs. I'm also not fazed by turnovers, as the players that I target spend more time with the ball and will give you plenty of other stats to work with. Now let's get this started here in the 10th round. We've got Herb Jones, Clint Capella, Cam Thomas, Chris Paul, Naz Reid, Keontae George, Isaiah Hartenstein, Trey Murphy III, Draymond Green, and Mitchell Robinson. There are a few names on this list that I would be happy to pick up, but it will usually depend on how my team is doing to this point. Am I lacking scoring? Then Cam Thomas is my guy. Do I need some stocks? Then give me Herb Jones. I've been successful in drafting my all-around squad. I might be tempted to pick up Chris Paul just to see him go Lob City 2 with Wembanyama. I won't be touching Clint Capella or Isaiah Hartenstein, however. Both centers have ceilings that are way too low to work with for me. Let's move on to the 9th round. We have Jabari Smith Jr., Tobias Harris, Josh Giddey, Anthony Simons, Terry Rozier, Bradley Beal, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Kobe White, DeAndre Ayton, and Jonathan Kuminga. Josh Giddey is a great pickup here as he will sacrifice three-point shooting and free throw percentage for useful stats across the board. He's the clear favorite to be the playmaker for the Bulls. I like Kuminga's end-of-season outlook, even though he may not start out of the gates in Golden State. I am fading Anthony Simons unless I'm in dire need of a scoring punch. I think Scoot Henderson's year 2 will be marketably better than his rookie season, and that might cut into Simons' production. Round 8 is going to give us Brandon Miller, Zach LaVine, Jonas Valanciunas, CJ McCollum, Jordan Poole, Tyler Hero, Austin Reeves, Brook Lopez, Kyle Kuzma, and Jrue Holiday. There are too many question marks surrounding LaVine to really comment on him. He's the top offensive option if he stays. He probably won't be if he leaves. I'm banking on continued growth from Brandon Miller in his sophomore season. I'm going to pass on Brook Lopez, despite the fact that he remains one of the league's premier shot blockers. He doesn't participate on the boards, and we're now counting on our centers to be more involved in creating plays, which Lopez really doesn't do a whole lot of. Going to round 7, we've got Brandon Ingram, Mikal Bridges, Pascal Siakam, Michael Porter Jr., Keegan Murray, Julius Randle, Yusuf Nurkic, Darius Garland, Devin Vassell, and Jalen Suggs. The jury's going to be out on Pascal Siakam on whether we can see a jump in his stats playing with Halliburton for a full season. I'm thinking yes. Vassell's going to compete with Wembanyama for the team lead in scoring this season, and he's also capable of facilitating the offense. I don't know what to think regarding Julius Randle. The team's already a juggernaut without him, so he won't be needed to have the ball in his hands nearly as much as he had pre-injury. He's also not great at percentages, stocks, and he turns over the ball too much. Round 6 is going to look like Jalen Duren, Miles Bridges, Rudy Gobert, Derek White, Emmanuel Quickley, Nick Claxton, DeMar DeRozan, Zion Williamson, D'Angelo Russell, and Mark Williams. Now, hating on Randle means I also need to hate on Zion, right? Now, that's going to depend on how much scoring I would have picked up in the first 5 rounds. If I'm good on that end, I'd rather not deal with Zion. I might pick up Jalen Duren in round 5 to secure his elite rebounding skills. Derek White is a true all-around team target. I would have preferred DeMar to stay with the Bulls. There is so much more offense on the Kings that I think we see a regression in DeMar's counting stats. Now here's round 5. Jarrett Allen, Alperen Sengun, Jalen Williams, Evan Mobley, Franz Wagner, Kawhi Leonard, Miles Turner, Kristaps Porzingis, Jaylen Brown, and Nikola Vucevic. Now give me Sengun here. The Jokic-like comparisons are not a joke. I think Mobley takes a step up this year with his three-point shot. I also like Franz Wagner as the 1A on the team that lacks a true point guard. I really don't think that Porzingis shows up to work 60 times this season. Same goes for Kawhi, but if you get a healthy Kawhi for fantasy playoffs, then pick 46 would be a steal. Moving on to round 4, we have Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Johnson, Lauri Markkanen, Bam Adebayo, Fred VanVleet, Jamal Murray, Karl Anthony Towns, Paolo Banchero, Cade Cunningham, and Jimmy Butler. Is Jalen Johnson ranked too high here? I don't think so. He's the new number 2 option on the Hawks and can contribute across the board. I'm pulling the trigger on him in round 4. I'm interested in seeing how Bam's three-point shot translates this season. Lauri Markkanen is a great player to balance a big round 1 guy like Wemby who isn't an elite shooter. I like Paolo, but not in round 4 and certainly not ahead of Franz Wagner. To the 3rd round we go. We have Jalen Brunson, Damian Lillard, LeBron James, Scottie Barnes, DeJounte Murray, James Harden, Paul George, Desmond Bane, De'Aaron Fox, and LaMelo Ball. The best all-around player on this list? Give me Scottie. Now I'm tired of betting against the LeBron down year. His Olympic performance showed me that he still has plenty left in the tank. The Pelicans' length at guard and the wings is ridiculous. Good luck passing against DeJounte Murray, Herbert Jones, and company. If a healthy LaMelo at fantasy playoff season was guaranteed, he'd be in my top 15. Expect a down year from PG-13. He's never really been the 3rd option on offense before. Now in the 2nd round, we have Trae Young, Ja Morant, Domantas Sabonis, Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, Chet Holmgren, Devin Booker, and Tyrese Maxey. If you end up in the back half of the draft and can't get one of the big 5 players, then getting a shot at Trae Young is a great consolation. Spida and Ant-Man are arguably the 2 best shooting guards on the planet. I'm okay getting Donovan Mitchell with my 2nd pick, especially with how thin the position is. Ja is a literal flight risk. He's not advisable picking up at pick 12. Steph Curry is going to lead the league in 3-agains. That's not a hot take, but you won't find him on many of the league-winning teams as too many people are going to reach for him in the 1st round. KD is a better player to build an all-around team with. Same with Sabonis. Kyrie is a great play in this format, but Chet isn't going to be really featured in the offense enough to be warranted with a 2nd-round selection. Both Booker and Maxey are great adds at the back of the 2nd round for a team that selected either Wemby or Jokic at the start of the draft. And finally, in the 1st round, we have Victor Wembanyama, Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Davis, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, and Anthony Edwards. Now, according to Yahoo, Wemby should go number 1. And based on what we've seen so far, it's not preposterous to select him there if you're lucky enough to draft 1st. But I won't. Give me Jokic. For the all-around team build to work, I need centers involved in the offense, and there's nobody more involved than Jokic. Plus, I need 1 more year from Wemby before I crown him the best fantasy basketball player in the world. There is an argument to pick up Doncic as number 1, but his free throw percentage issues tip the scales in Jokic's favor. Shai is a great pickup for an all-around team, but you'll need to find more assists later in the draft. Giannis will tank Roto leagues, but he's a great pickup in category leagues if you subscribe to punting turnovers like I do. Tyrese will lead the league in assists, but he needs to rebound a little more than the 3.9 per game mark that he posted last season. AD is no longer glass and it will return 1st-round value this season. I think we've seen Tatum's peak, but don't count on many more counting stats from him this season, but I'd fully expect his efficiency to improve. Embiid would be much higher if I didn't worry about his health. He's too much of a risk to spend a high 1st-round pick on him, especially if you don't get him for the playoffs. I'm a huge fan of Anthony Edwards, but for all the skill and athleticism he possesses, he plays more careless than any of the other names on this list. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Do you want to join the leagues that I'm in? I'll post all the links for the leagues in the description box below. And be sure to join me on the live stream on Thursday, August 22nd. Now I'm going to sign off for now, but I'm going to catch you guys on the next episode.